This video will cover notes M, which is writing equations. So we're going to work backwards from what we've been doing. This time you're going to be given the graph and asked to write the equation. So on this page what we have are some hints, some things that you need to look for, because these are the pieces from the graph that go into the equation. So you might want to copy these down, maybe pause here, and then as we go through each different type of graph, I'll come back. So what we have here are circles. All right, so to write the equation for a circle, I need two things. I need the center and the radius. Remember, the standard form for a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared, and that's equal to r squared. So I need to fill in h, k, and r. H and k are the center, and then r is the radius. So the center here is at 0, 0. So for this circle, I'm just going to have x squared plus y squared. Okay, nothing in parentheses because it's at 0, 0. The radius is 3. To the edge of the circle is 3. So it's going to be equal to r squared. 3 squared is 9. All right, for this circle, the center here is at -2, -2. So remember, when you write your equation, it's the opposite. So x plus 2 squared plus y plus 2 squared, because I have to do the opposite of -2, -2. And it's going to be equal to, the radius here is 1, 2. The radius is 2, so 2 squared is 4. Circles, just like graphing circles, writing the equation for circles, pretty simple. Our next examples are ellipses. So here's the standard form for an ellipse. Remember, so the missing pieces we have to fill in are h, k, a, and b. So back here, the center gives me h and k, and then the length of the horizontal axis and vertical axis would give me a and b. All right, so the center here is at 0, 0, so on top of the fractions, I'm just going to have x squared, y squared. All right. Then on the bottom, remember, if it's under the x, it's how far left and right. So this went left and right 4, so again I'm going to square it. And went up and down 2, so 2 squared is 4, and then an ellipse is always equal to 1. All right. If we look at this one, I know I'm going to have two fractions. It's equal to 1. My center here is at 1, 1, so I have to do the opposite, x minus 1 squared and y minus 1 squared. Then left and right, I went 1, 2, 3. 3 squared is 9. Up and down, we went 1, 2, 3, 4. Squared is 16. That's the equation for an ellipse. All right, now we have parabolas. This is standard form for parabolas, so we got to fill in h and k, which is the vertex, and then for p. All right. This vertex is at 0, 0, so on the left side I'm just going to have x squared. On the right side I'm going to have something times y squared. That something is 4p. So if I look here, the focus is 2 away. All right, so if p is 2, then 4p has to be 8. So the equation for this parabola is x squared equals 8 times y. That shouldn't be squared. I know you guys all caught that and were yelling at the screen. Okay. Here we have a sideways parabola, so I know it's going to be y squared. All right. So where's my vertex? My vertex is at. We're going to count by ones here instead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2. So I'm going to call that 5, 2. All right, so if my vertex is at 5, 2, on the left side, I'm going to have y minus 2 squared, and it's going to be equal to something, we don't know yet, some number times x minus 5. Okay, because that would give me my 5, 2 as the vertex. All right, the focus here is 2 away, so if p is 2, 4p is 8. And then the last thing we have are hyperbolas. Again, we got to fill in h and k for the center. A and b give me the corners of the rectangle. So for this one, the center is at 0, 0. So, and I know it has to be y first because it's an up and down hyperbola. So it's going to be y squared over something minus x squared over something, and that's going to be equal to 1. The y, to get to the rectangle, I went up 1, 2, 3. So 3 squared is 9. And then to get to the side of the rectangle, they went over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 squared is 16. So that's the equation for this hyperbola. This one is x squared because it has sideways, so x is going to come first. So my vertex here is at 1, negative 2. Alright, so I do x first, so x minus 1 squared over something minus y plus 2 squared over something, because it's the opposite of this. Then to get to the sides of the rectangle, we went left 1, 1 squared is 1. We went up 1, 2, 2 squared is 4. Hyperbolas are always equal to 1. That's pretty much it for writing equations. Fill in the missing pieces by counting on the graph.